authority in Florida public schools is rearing its ugly head. The FCAT, it's back. Kids are stressed, teachers are stressed, and parents are wondering if any good comes of all this. The Florida Comprehensive Assessment tests are going to start next week, but that does not mean there has to be a meltdown at home or at school. Jim West, a counselor who works with kids and also parents at Total Life Counseling, is here to help us take a little bit of a chill pill with the FCATs. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Heidi.
I've noticed before after the FCATs, I've gone to my daughter's school, and sometimes the teachers are like, okay, we survived it. And I think, oh my goodness, we're stressing ourselves out over the test, which is good and bad in some ways. So have you ever heard from parents at your office saying, okay, how do we deal with this?
Oh, yes, all the time. I mean, there's some kids that have been hospitalized because of the emotional stress that the FCAT has caused, and it comes from stress from the teachers, because the teachers are stressed, and if they don't get a good grade at the schools, then they're going to lose funding. And so there's all this stress that's put on the kids, and they might be retained depending upon what year they take the test. There's a lot of stress put on this test.
It's a lot to take in, so we don't want that to happen. We don't want anyone to end up in the hospital. So let's talk a little bit about stress. First of all, you say stress entirely is not a bad thing for kids.
No, stress actually is a good thing. It gives us extra energy to study for the test. We don't have a lot of motivation to study by itself, so extra stress, anxiety gives us that extra energy to study and be overly prepared or prepare for the test.
Okay, and at the same time we want to balance it because kids should be kids. This is not a life or death situation. So how do you make sure that you have that balance when you talk to your kids about the importance of studying, but also not freaking out over it?
Right. Well, parents need to be positive. Anxious parents create anxious kids, but calm parents and confident parents can cause calm, confident kids as well. So we need to really stress that, to be positive. And they need to get rest as well. Sometimes also giving them an incentive for a fun event after the test. We're going to go.
So a reward is okay.
Yes, a reward is great.
Okay. They also say at school that you should think about what you're feeding your kids, which quite frankly we should do every day, but important also when you're sending them in for their test so they're not with their tummies growling in the middle of it.
Right, exactly. Food for thought. What we eat affects how we think. So eating a good protein breakfast with some fruit is amazing. Protein can give us sustained mental energy and focus and help us get mood control, and then fruit helps with memory.
I like that. Now, as we send our kids off to school, you actually can't be holding their hands there. So are there any things you can help them do to maybe learn to relax on their own so they're not uptight and crazy once the test starts?
Sure. They could take some deep breaths before they take the test. One of the points as well is to be on time and let them just kind of sit and find a good seat and just take some deep breaths and imagine the fun event afterwards, or just imagine themselves doing something relaxing, or the ocean.
All right, I like the idea of it. I think it's tips that even as parents we could use. Some great information. We're going to post this on our website. Sure. Jim, thanks so much for coming in. Again, at myfoxorlando.com, you can check them out. Go over them with your kids before they head into the FCAT next week.